Welcome to Brother Owl's Garden. I'm Brian, and this is Chucky, and I honor your presence here today. Chucky is Lotus's new little sister who just arrived yesterday afternoon. Extremely unwelcome at first, we'll just put it that way. Use your imagination. But today's day 2, and things are cooling off as far as the resistance, the invasion, and I think that they're actually going to be just fine together a couple more days. So today I would like to talk to you about a topic that is very, very meaningful, profoundly meaningful to me, and it's my great hope that it will also be the same for you. A while ago, you could say that there were 3 different realizations or epiphanies that became quite lucid to my realm of awareness. And they just fused together, they belong together. And so I like to refer to them as the Transcendent Trilogy. So obviously there are 3 points in this formula for living that I would like to discuss and share with you today. Now, we've all asked ourselves and maybe asked others, what is the purpose and meaning of life? This is a big question. A lot of times you get some sort of over-rehearsed, overly zen answers that kind of just turn me off. I think that it's a fair and valid question. It deserves the most straightforward and practical response that can be offered without any attempt at trying to sound profoundly enlightened and all of that stuff. So you can think of my offering today of this insight, which I call the Transcendence Trilogy, as my practical response to the question of what's the point of life? What is the purpose and meaning of life? Let's examine the first point. The first point is to master your mind. If you don't master your mind, I don't think the other 2 points are going to happen. And I also think that you're going to struggle and suffer through life tremendously until and unless you do that. Having said that, I think that it doesn't matter how long it takes. Those who believe reincarnation, this may take more than 1 lifetime to do. It may take a few. And if you don't want to think of it that way, you can just say it's going to feel like several lifetimes for how long it might take to actually attain that. But it doesn't matter what it takes. We have to do it. It just has to be done. We do not want to be a slave to our mind. As it's been said, the mind is a wonderful servant and a tyrannical master. So if you are subjected if you are reactionary and your mind is cause and you are effect, you're a slave to your mind. The every whim of distracting thoughts, rambling, wandering thoughts, negativity, toxicity, fear, doubt, all of those things that the mind casts onto the screen for us. If you're still latching onto them like a cat that chases a red laser point, that's a good analogy there, then you're a slave to your mind, and you don't want to be. So we need to become the master of our mind. Our mind is ours, and our mind is a tool. We're not a tool. The mind is not our master. The mind is a tool, and we are its master. And I don't speak of this in a sense of conquering and jihad and crusade and all this kind of stuff. I'm just talking about it as taking your rightful place as the master of this mind and engaging it and employing it wisely and according to your will as you see fit to serve your personal ascendance. The second point is to become divine love. I highly encourage you, if you have not yet seen the previous video entitled Divine Love, please do look at that video so that you understand very clearly what it is I'm referring to. I think that to become divine love is the highest attainment we can achieve in this lifetime on earth. And I believe for sure it can be done in this lifetime, whether you're 15 years old or 85 years old. You can do this. And I believe that becoming divine love is not only more worthy and more valuable even than just enlightenment. I think it's what we're born to do. So become divine love, which means not just understand it, not just do it, not even just live it, but become it. Merge into it, that its very nature is who you are. That sets the tone as the platform for the third point, which is by far the most transcendental one. And this one may take a long time. But again, this is what we exist to do. And if we aren't constantly working on this goal and progressing, then we're just treading water in a muddy pool of life, of lifetimes. And, how many of those do you really want to do? I mean, honestly, how many times have you thought, oof, it's been great, but I could just check out now, from all of this. When life reaches that point, you'll understand how you really don't want to keep doing it forever. You want to transcend higher to the next. So that brings me to the third point, which is to attain to singularity of being. I am definitely referring to what the Vedic wisdom traditions call Advaita, non-dualism, no longer having your perception split, meaning a house divided in a sense, you could say. There is no more you and me, this and that, etc., mine and yours. There is no more of this. There is no more separation. The separation factor is an illusion. An illusion of separation between what? What am I referring to? Between you and the Supreme Being. Between you and God. Between you and the Absolute Is. However you are able to perceive that as you prefer. So attain to the singularity of being. Move beyond what the Sufis call the nafs, N-A-F-S, nafs, which means the egoic sense of self, the ego intellect, the sense of I am me and you're not, and I'm different than you and I'm apart from you, and etc. Chuki just took a dive. So dissolve the illusion of the nafs. Dissolve your ego intellectual sense of self with a small s. And merge into, in unity, into the absolute. The absolute supreme is God. And I believe that is the highest pinnacle of our existence, not just our lifetime, our existence. So let's review the 3 points in a row. Number 1, master the mind. Number 2, become divine love. Number 3, attain to singularity of being. Dissolve into divinity. I will not try to use a lot of words or descriptions to address the third point, because I think words simply fail, and I also am not here to create any kind of a farce or illusion that I have all the answers to that. But I have intuited very, very lucidly that is the highest of the 3. Whatever that ends up actually being when it plays out in our evolution, in our soul's evolution. Master the mind. Become divine love. And attain to singularity of being. I hope that this particular episode, which is one of my favorite topics, has been especially meaningful to you today. And I thank you for stopping by Brother Owl's Garden. I will be putting out new videos each Monday and Friday, and we'll see how that schedule goes. But that's my intention at this point, is each Monday and each Friday one new video. So two videos a week. Thank you for those who have subscribed. We have so many countries. I'm actually astonished at how many countries are represented in the very humble amount of subscribers that we have so far. I know that we have Malaysia, Nepal, Thailand, United States, Bhutan, Japan, Germany. Gosh, I'm probably forgetting a couple, but we've probably got about 9 or 10 countries already in the small amount of subscribers that have manifested already. So thank you. That's an honor for me. And as always, remember to abide in thankfulness for your highest good in the most benevolent outcome of the divine will.